Chainlink on the daily chart. We're going to focus on the positives and the negatives. You got to look at both sides always. That's what you need to be doing, looking at it from an objective point of view and not based on anyone else's or your bias. So let's do just that. Daily, since basically all of 2023. Nice little uptrend here, but we got a couple little warning signs here, at least for the short term, right? So let's get right to it. One, what's concerning is we haven't taken out this high yet. So that's what we need to be looking at. That close, 768, we need to hit that. That would be maybe our second step. Our first step would be this 200-day EMA right there. That currently right around the same level, 755. So let's watch for that. Another bigger concern, at least for the short term, is look at this uptrend here, right? You might see this and you might not have seen it yet. So what am I talking about here? Well, let's look. We have this move off the lows from December, and then we put in a high right here, right? And then what do? We came back down and put in a higher low. Good. We came back up, higher high, and you guessed it, higher low, and continue. Where everything's good so far. Where does it start to hesitate here, right? Are you catching on here? We step one, we put in a lower high than right here. That's a hesitation. That's a warning. We're still okay until you put in a lower low. Did we put in our lower low yet? Yes. As of yesterday, we put in a lower low. That has broken that uptrend by definition. Now, could we start an uptrend tomorrow or the next few days? If we can take out that high, then that would be step one. Step two would be put in a higher low, right? You need kind of two check marks. You need to put in a lower high and a lower low to break an uptrend. And just the same way on the flip side, you got to put in a higher high and a higher low to break the downtrend. So by definition, we have broken this uptrend. We don't know how long the downtrend will last, but we have broken it for now. So if prices come back up here, we need to be focusing on these peaks, right? These are called peaks up here. These are called troughs down here. So that's where we're at. Now, good news is, right, it's not all doom and gloom. We're above the 100-day EMA, so that would be kind of a line we really need to hold, 675, a bigger moving average. You can see our last time we bounced right off of it, so that's good. Another thing we need to look at, right, and do yourself a favor and add this to your toolkit, is the Heikin Ashi candles. So these are the opposite, really, of traditional Japanese candlesticks that you're used to, like these, right? Heikin Ashi candles show you momentum wherever the wick is. So you can think of it like the green, obviously bullish. The bulls are pulling you up here, right? Bulls pulling you up. You don't want to see any lower shadows, right? There'll be bears coming out to play. When you have these splits, right? That's bulls and bears fighting. We don't know where it's going to go next, but your odds are that's your momentum wherever the current candle is. So you can see these couple little candles over here and there. Look at the lower wicks, right? You can start to get a leg up on the rest of the peeps. That when you start to see these lower shadows or upper shadows after these greens come in, you'll start to see lower shadows form. So what you don't want for an uptrend is no upper shadows, right? It means the bulls aren't even trying for a momentum, right? You can see maybe a brief little wick right there for today, but yesterday, no bulls, all bears on the momentum side. So what we need to see is a fight back. Something like this, any kind of upper shadow, and then you want to see a candle turn green, and then you can get the better moves. But that's Heikin Ashi candles in a brief nutshell. It's a little bit more in depth than that, but there you go. So use that. That's the daily chart. How about we flip to the weekly and get a bigger picture here? So let's do some adjusting. What I do like is that we closed a couple weeks ago above the 21 week in the yellow there. What I don't like is we gave it back almost immediately. So last week we closed back under the 21-week EMA, very, very similar to this last time we attempted it. Even though we didn't close back here, that was our first close above our 21 weeks since I believe a year, last January, right? I think we talked about that last video. So back here, January 3rd is the last time we closed above the 21 week. But during that video, I said what we don't want to do is give it right back. And what did we do? Gave it right back, right? The bears came back out. So we're still okay, but we need to close this candle. You can't be closing multiple candles back under it after only doing one, right? We got to close back above the 21-week EMA. This week, that it's just over $7, right? So we want to see this week close in 5 days, 7 hours, anywhere above 7, and we're still okay. you want to be climbing and sorting out these moving averages, least to greatest. And right now they're sorted out pretty much greatest to least, right? You have your 200 week here. We got to get back above there to really get the bigger bulls for Chainlink back out. That would also clear this kind of resistance zone that we've been kind of in for many months now. So anywhere between like $9 to $10 is going to be a pretty big fight for Chainlink to get above. Once we do, then the skies will clear. Then we can get our bigger moves. Chainlink is still just a little bit stuck in the mud. If Bitcoin can play nice here, let's look at a scenario where Chainlink might get a good move. For Bitcoin, what we want to be doing is ideally hold this move up and then just consolidate for a couple weeks. This is a perfect scenario for altcoins to really start to boom. Anytime you can have a move up for Bitcoin and it chills historically, you can go back and look at years and years of data. Altcoins absolutely go crazy after Bitcoin takes a breather. So what we don't want to see out of Bitcoin is this move, right? We don't want to see it go back down. Altcoins will get hammered if that happens. Bitcoin dominance is slowly rising. We don't want to see Bitcoin take a tumble here. This scenario is good. Even this scenario is not the best for altcoins, right? When Bitcoin's doing power moves, altcoins are kind of in shell shock. This scenario where we go sideways is absolute best storm for altcoins to start moving higher again. So if Bitcoin can remain up here, there's the EMA 34 on the weekly, something above 22K would be great. Even if we come back down and kind of test 21K here, this 21-week EMA, that would be good. Maintain this higher high. We don't want to close under 21K really to remain ideally, bullish for, Chainlink and altcoins. So getting back to Chainlink on the weekly, that's kind of where we're looking at. Now, Heikin Ashi candles for the weekly. What do we got there? Well, this tells a little bit bigger of a story, doesn't it? Look at this. What we just talked about, zoomed in here. Like no bears, no lower shadow, no lower shadow, all bulls here. 3 weeks in a row, 4 weeks. Look, we just got a lower shadow. That's a warning sign that the momentum is slowing, right? We got that last week. Bulls still in charge, bigger wick, but the bears are saying not so fast. And now look at this week's candle. Now the bears are winning. So we need to be watching this candle where we close here. If the bears end up winning, we'll see, right? Then you can kind of go back to your daily and kind of that would kind of confirm that downtrend, right? We're seeing that now. Lower high has been put in, a lower low has now been put in, confirmed and closed, right? And you just that's the easier way to do it. Is just putting on closing prices. Look for a lower high. We now have a lower low right there, just in the past handful of days here. So we'll see how that ends up, progressing. We don't have to go down to whatever price you're thinking in your head, but for now, this uptrend is broken. Whether or not we break it right back over the next coming days is, yet to be known. So hopefully that helps you out. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon for more content. Love to help you out there. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much.